RSI website, my old friend. How oh how I wish I knew how to use it when I first started. When I didn't have to cry when I couldn't buy the ship that I wanted. When I would sit around dreaming, trying to work out how to get other guns and what's worth what and everything like that. I wish there was an easier way to navigate you and learn about you. Hey, that's not a bad idea. What's going on, guys? Alec here from Oz Fury Gaming. Today I'm here to talk about the RSI website and all the different components that make it work well together. So I'm going to be doing a various amount of videos trying to help newcomers and maybe give some ideas to people who have been around for a while on how to navigate the website, the different components of Star Citizen itself, and the Spectrum forum pages. So to start us off with, I'm going to be going through the website and really understanding how things are done for everyone's ease of use. So what we have here, guys, obviously is the latest comlink and all the other information that comes with a front page. Go through to your heart's content, you'll learn plenty about it. Next we have this tab of Star Citizen. I'm not going to go too much into it, but they talk about all the different game information as well as the star map and ship matrix, which I'll go through in another video, trying to keep this one relatively short. Next we have Squadron 42 with the little amount of information that we have. It's there. We can learn about sort of the setting and what's going on for it. If you guys want to actually see some of the idea for Squadron 42, there was a gameplay demo from a couple of years ago up on YouTube you can go check out. But obviously things have changed a lot since then in regards to graphical power and just smoothness of animations, voice work, that sort of biz. And if you don't believe me, go check it around the verse because they've been displaying it and advertising it quite flat out. Next here we have Comlink. Comlink is got all the information in regards to citizens, engineering and all that sort of cool gear, as well as lore posts. And then last but not least is the store. Community sort of spectrum, we'll talk about that later. So store is where we can go to Voyager Direct Electronic Access, which you use RSI for, and Game Credits, which is what you use real money for. But we'll go to Voyager Direct because that's where UEC starts, and that's what's going to be the final currency for the in-game of Star Citizen. Now, UEC will get you decorations, weapons, and components. Don't bother with components, guys. They're not needed until 3.0 when the mechanics actually start becoming useful, or should be being useful. Weapons, only buy them if you really know what you want. These guns won't go away like RSI, but we'll have a look at a reason that I think's worthy of talking about a little bit later. So let's move on to electronic access, and this is what I love most about the store is we can actually go into, say, Star Marine or Arena Commander, do some matches in Star Marine, kill some people, go on to Arena Commander, do some Battle Royale or some, racing, and earn yourself some RSI. And the RSI can go to 3 different sections: ships, weapons, and components. Ships obviously allows us to rent ships of various types. We've got the Bucking here, for example, the Scythe as another example, and then we get all different variants as well. And there's quite a lot of ships, as we can see. Now, the ships are handy because you can come to understand, if you want to buy a Buccaneer when it comes back on sale, or the Super Hornet or something, you will have that ability because you know the ship, you can understand what it's about, and you go, yeah, I want to buy it, instead of just going, oh, I don't know, I'll check this, forum pages, what other people say, because I want to make a big point here that every single ship is unique, and if you don't like its flying style, because someone might rave about it, but when you get in and go, actually, I don't enjoy this flying style, that's what RSI is useful for. After that, we have weapons. Now, regardless if you have an Aurora, or if you have a Super Hornet, or if you have a Cutlass, or even if you have a Starfarer Gemini, this is useful because we can get in and we can trial different type of guns for different sizes. First up, we have the gimbal mounts. If you're unaware of what gimbal mounts are, guys, literally, say you got a size 3 gun mount point, which would mount, say, a Tarantula GT-870 Mark III, a CF-227 Panther repeater, those sort of guns. you can rip them off, put the size 3 on gimbal, and it will allow you to use size 2 guns and actually follow your tracking instead of the being locked to the center of your ship. Now after this, guys, as well, we have multiple different guns and missiles and missile racks. So the numbers here, which are in Roman numerals, or yeah, that's like saying telling me that's a size 5 missile. And then when we go to the missile racks, they change it up and going, okay, we have a 212, for example. That's a size 2 missile mounting on the hull, so it's generally a pylon mount. You can mount one size 2 missile to that. That's, this rack will hold one size 2 missile. Or we can come down to here, for example, where this says, okay, it'll mount to a size 3 pylon mount or missile mount, hold 4 size 1 missiles. That's the way we read missile racks. Also too, you can rent your flash fire specialty mounts, so for the Hornet or the Cutlass, and these mounts basically allow guns to be mounted to the points on either vessel for more firepower. So for example, on the Hornet, if you buy the standard Hornet at $110 US, you can actually apply this flash fire mount to the Hornet's cargo container. Well, you remove the cargo container, put the mount on, and allows you to use a size 4 gun. So that's basically what RSI can do for you in regards to different missile types and missile racks and gun types. As you note too, obviously quite a varying different amount of prices, considering too that's a size 3 gun there, and that's a size 3 gun there, and I'm fairly certain that's a size 3 gun. Yeah, the NN-13 is a size 2. So the other thing to take note of as well is what different missiles are about. So for example here, we see that this is an IR missile, so that tracks infrared, that tracks your heat signature. The CS tracks your cross-sectional area, and then up in here we have the EM, which tracks your electromagnetic signal. Now not every missile will have a letter behind it, or like the initials behind it, but that's to give you guys an idea. But as if we're going for the Dominator 2, for example here, you can read through it all and it'll tell us all about it. And yeah, there it is, electromagnetic signature. So even if it doesn't say it in the name, if you go through it, you'll usually find what it is, or find a hint of what it's talking about. Now the last thing to talk about with RSI, guys, is of course it's rented. You don't own it. And this works in a system where you have 7 periods of 24 hours. So say for example you get on a Monday at 10 AM. That means you've got from Monday 10 AM to Tuesday 10 AM to use those missiles. But you don't even have to use the missiles for this time period to start. As soon as you log into your account and start up Star Citizen, it'll start that 24-hour period. So say you get on it, Monday at 10 PM. You're still within that 24-hour period, so it won't start another period of 24 hours yet. But if you get on, say, on a Thursday, and you get on, say, at 3 PM, and you don't use the missiles at all, and you don't get on for another 24 hours, that's another time period allotment used. Now the last but not least is these game credits. Game credits are bought with real money. So I've got the US dollar here. So as we can see, $20 equals 20,000 UEC. Now I understand that different countries have different taxes, or you might use different currency, like as we can see up here. You can use the euro or the British pound. And like I said before, the Voyager Direct uses UEC. And this is why I dislike the Voyager Direct at the moment, is because like this gun here, for example, okay, it's a very good gun, but it's $18 to buy. So say for example, you bought a Hornet, right, $110. You want to get, say, I like the Rattlers. Where's the Rattlers? There we go. Rattler cluster infrared missile. There's $16 to mount on. Okay, you do get 8 of them, as we can see here. But that's $16. Now the ship itself can only carry, it can carry 6 technically, but from standard missile mounts it's 4. And you go, well, okay, I'm not really happy with the gimbal guns, I want to go size 3. Well, I would recommend these Panther repeaters. We'll look at that $18, and it can hold 3 of them. So now we're getting up fairly high. Do the math. We have 16 here, so 16 by 18 makes it 34. And then we have, 36 by 34 makes it 72. So that's $72 we're already up to, let alone buying a size 4 gun, which I would recommend this ballistic cannon, which now makes that $90. So that $110 US Hornet that we just got is now up to $200. Yeah, it gets up quick, doesn't it? So this is what you got to be really careful of when it comes to buying missiles. Like here, for example, this size 3 missile, that's $28. Okay, we look at it, you'll see that we get 8. And I understand too that in-game, when you use a missile, you've got to replace it. But you'll be earning money in-game, guys, so don't get conned into spending real cash on buying this stuff. Well, it's not a con, I should say. Like, I just mean don't use that hard-earned cash on weapons. I'd rather see you guys take, that's $40. Take that $40 and put it away and buy a better ship when the sales come on. If you want something that can mount really well, buy that Super Hornet when it comes on sale at the anniversary for Star Citizen. Please, I don't want to stress and say that it's a con, because it's not actually. I apologize for that term. It's not a con. It's just that I think it's a waste when we can actually earn these in game. And if you really desperately want some better firepower, then go to Electronic Access. Go into do some flights and do some good stuff in racing, right? Or if you want to fight, you go to Battle Royale. This sort of gear can be earned in game now. Okay, it doesn't last forever, but I think that's a better way to go, considering that some people, you do spend some dollars on this game. Well, I think I've spent $1,600 US or something. So, like, I'm talking from experience here, guys. Don't get too carried away with spending the money. But if you want to, like, if you want another ship, or if you do want to go to Voyager Direct, don't let me stop you. I'm not saying you're a fool. I'm not saying that it's a bad choice. I'm just saying, hold the horses, put them brakes on, and think about it, because we're going to start seeing probably UEC, I'd expect in 18 months from now, where we can start earning currency in-game. Whether that comes in the process of a beta, or if they want to wait until full game's released, and full game will probably be another 3 years, in my opinion. But then again, too, this game will never finish being released by the sounds of it, because they want to actually keep adding more and more content on, because it's an MMO, right? It's like World of Warcraft and things like that. They want to keep adding more on to keep you interested. So that's it for the RSI website. Okay, let's talk about Spectrum. Now Spectrum, guys, well, it isn't, but it isn't confusing. Basically, cut it down the guts, and we have the two different sections of Spectrum. We have your chat lobbies, and we have your forums. Now, announcements is official announcements from the guys from Star Citizen in regards to anything that they want to talk about. I want to go back. And then we have the general, shipyard, ask devs. These three are really important. Modding and stuff like here is cool too. They've got really great ideas. But I think these three are something worthy to keep note of. Ask the devs, obviously, you can ask a question and they might get back to you if there's an answer for it. You can talk about ships. So if you're wanting to get ideas on ships or different weapon loadouts and you're not sure, definitely hit up the shipyard. There's so many different ideas. It's really cool. And the general as well is a big, how should I call it, bottle of salt water. So one day it can be really nice and friendly. The next day there can be so much salt and hate going on. Just don't even go there. That's what I say. Now, I'm a subscriber, so I like to go to the subscriber stand. There seems to be people who are more interested in actually talking about the game instead of just hating on it, or hating on certain ships, or getting all up in a flurry about things. There's no knee-jerk reactions there that I've seen that are not worthy of talking about. So that's basically the website sorted. If you really wanted to, we can look at the ships as well if you want to hang around for that, and how to sort through ships. If not, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've tried to keep it relatively short. Now, ships, guys, as we can see here, some can be bought, and some, like the Terrapin here or the Polaris, can't be bought at the moment. Because what the guys at Star Citizen are trying to do is basically create a rarity of certain vessels. So the Alpha here you can buy whenever you want, the Aquila whenever you want. So these are sort of like your common to uncommon items, alright? The Terrapin, for example, might be a rare item. The Polaris, which is a Corvette, which is a capital ship, I'd say is a close to, I would say legendary. Yeah, probably legendary. If you're talking about in regards to like a Destiny setup, how you've got common, uncommon, rare, legendary, and then exotic. The Polaris is probably a legendary. And then if we talk about the other capital ships, then you've got the Idris or the Idris, and then the Javelin class destroyer, which I'd say these are exotic. Yeah, the Polaris probably nearly sits there. Oh, well, stuff it. It can sit where it sits. So don't be despaired if you go, I really, 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 really want to buy the Hurricane, but I can't buy it. That's because the sale's come and gone. There'll probably be another sale when it hits the next section of development. And if you're curious about development, guys, they'll have it here where it's at. It's in concept. If we go back, for example, and we'll look at, I don't know, let's look at the Starfarer. Now, this ship you can buy on sales, but see it's flight ready, but you can't buy it at the moment. And also, too, same will apply for, let's see if I can find it. Not that one. We'll look at this one, the Carrack. See, it's in production. So there's different stages, and then when the Carrack hits another stage of production, there is a very high chance, I'm not confirming nor denying, that there will be a sale for this vessel if you want to buy it. But every time this production takes another step, the price of the ship goes up. And this is true of every vessel, but as we saw with the latest one, which was the Aegis Eclipse, it's $250 for the War Bond version, $275 for store credit. But as soon as you hit, when it's released, like you can actually, it's flight ready, it will be $330 to buy. So if you guys want to buy a ship and it's flight ready, well, I expect to be paying a fair bit more to the guys who bought it when it first came out. Now that's all I'm going to talk about for the website, guys. If you want to go check out the merchandise or anything like that, it's a lot, it's straightforward. It's like buying anything else from any other website. And yeah, I'm done. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, dislike if you didn't like it. We're going to get people saying I went too long and blabbered a bit much, but such is life. Leave a subscribe, obviously, if you want to see me try not blabber so much on ship reviews as well. I try to get all the information from Star Citizen, the com links, as well as doing ship reviews to give people an idea on what ships are. And I just hope to catch you guys around the verse, enjoying your time and enjoying the game. Toodaloo.